Everybody know about Ryan Garcia, right? Now, the reason why I did that shit is because I tried to imitate Ryan Garcia because they say he be off that cocaina. You feel me? But I don't know for sure. I was just trying to be funny, get y'all attention and shit. But today's video is finna be Ryan Garcia before he was famous and shit. They said the rise and fall of the boxing prodigy. What was the fall of his career? I think he on the all-time high right now. You feel me? But let's see what the fuck before they were famous got going on. Oh, damn, they changed it up? What the fuck?
You step in that ring, you're either going to break.
Believe, gang.
Before Ryan Garcia would knock out Olympic gold medalist Luke Campbell with the hardest body shot he has ever been hit with and win the biggest fight of his life.
He did. I told you, once he felt that shot, he wasn't going to want to fight, and that's what happened.
Before Ryan Garcia would announce that his dream fight would be versus Manny Pacquiao by the end of 2021.
This is my dream. I'm just going to tell you.
He didn't achieve that goal of fighting Manny Pacquiao. I ain't going to cap to you. I feel like motherfuckers ain't going to be able to get Manny Pacquiao to come out of retirement. That's like Floyd, the only type of motherfucker that could do some shit like that, bro. Manny Pacquiao over with, gang. He over with, gang. You not getting no Manny Pacquiao fight. Just change your dream to someone else. Maybe Canelo or some shit. You could do that.
Hey guys, my dream. I end up getting a chance to fight Manny Pacquiao before he gets to go, just because he's one of my idols.
Before Ryan Garcia would be ranked as the world's 4th best active lightweight by ESPN, a 15-time national champion as an amateur, a pro with a 21-0 record and 18 KOs, and be recognized as the future of boxing. Before Ryan Garcia would have 8 million followers on Instagram, over 3 million followers on TikTok, over 497,000 followers on Twitter, and 765,000 subscribers on YouTube at the time of this recording.
Bro, and motherfuckers be making fun of him saying he's not a real boxer because he pretty well known on social media too. But just because he good at marketing himself and make good social media content don't take away from him being a boxer, you feel me?
In his most recent fight, Ryan Garcia proved to be more than a viral social media superstar with boy band Good Looks and YouTube collabs with the likes of Jake Paul, Dixie D'Amelio, Addison Rae, and Lele Pons. He is a full-on fighter with a vicious left hook and definitely the one the world is watching. He began training at just 7 years old and you...
Damn, who the fuck is she? What the hell is her? What the hell? You see my chin? You see my chin? Yeah, come over here.
From then, that boxing wasn't just a fleeting interest. This was life, and this was going to be long-term. His love for the sport grew the older he got, and it brought him to the monumental moments that we're witnessing today. So how did Ryan Garcia gain his fame? Well, keep watching. What's up, guys? It's your girl, Azalea Hart, back with another video here for you on Before They Were Famous. This time, taking a look at the WBC interim lightweight champion, Ryan Garcia. We've taken deep dives into the lives of other athletes and boxers like LeBron or Jake Paul, so check out the suggested videos after you watch this one and comment down below on who you're interested in seeing in the next video. Follow us on Instagram at Before They Were Famous, and feel free to follow me too at Azalea Zoe. But for now, let's get into his story.
Hey, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell. Boom!
Ryan Garcia was born on August 8th, 1998 and grew up in Victorville, California to Mexican parents Henry and Lisa Garcia, who have both been very actively involved in his career from the beginning. His father is still one of his trainers, and his mother works as his personal administrative assistant. I absolutely love that. Keep it in the family. Before getting involved in their son's amateur and professional boxing careers, Mr. and Mrs. Garcia worked for the government. He has 3 sisters, Demi, Sasha, and Kayla, and a brother, Sean Garcia, who's also a professional boxer. Ryan started his journey to becoming the boxer he is today in 2005 at the tender age of 7. He was playing baseball, and although he was pretty good at it, he didn't like the way his team was playing and didn't think they were doing what they needed to do in order for them to win. Now, that experience at that age turned him off from team sports altogether, so he began setting his sights on sports that were one-on-one.
My brother, he basically gave Ryan his foundation him and I boxed, and he was like the root of boxing.
That's where it all started.
He turned to his uncle Sergio and asked if he could find a sport that was just all on him to win, and his uncle showed him a video of someone boxing. So he decided, hey, I'm gonna try that. Then and there, they went out into the garage. His uncle strapped him up with some gloves, and he was in love from the first jab.
I wasn't really scared. I didn't really like confrontation as a kid, but for some reason, boxing, I just had no fear.
From there, he knew boxing was going to be long-term. At only 7 years old, he had just been kicked out of the High Desert Boxing Club for not being upfront about his age. 8 years old was the minimum age to fight at the time, so instead, his uncle Sergio took the reins and trained him in his garage. That was life for 2 months before Ryan's dad, Henry, built his own gym in his garage and took the training over. Henry did everything he could to make their dreams come true.
You see, man, some people just was born in those type of situations where they could do it. Like, I ain't have nobody, you feel me, I ain't have no dad playing football with me in the yard, teaching me how to do shit like that. Shit, when I played sports and shit, I ain't have nobody even come to my football game. I mean, one time when my mama got with her new husband or whatever, and, you know, he liked sports, so he came to that. But by the time he came to that sports game, first of all, I didn't play, and it was the end of me damn near not want to do that shit. When I was playing, ain't nobody come to those football games. I had to learn how to play football on my own. I had to want to do everything on my own. For me, I ain't have no extra push, you feel me? My granny did help me, but once I wasn't around my granny, you feel me, that wasn't shit. And my grandma can't do certain shit because she's a female.
But it wasn't without a pep talk first.
My dad, he made sure I knew that. And he told me, either you're going to be the best at this or you're not going to do it at all. Because there's no point of getting your head knocked in if you don't, get something out.
The family had hit some financial struggles due to the economy crash in 2005, but that didn't stop them from doing whatever they could for their children's futures.
There was days where we didn't really eat. We just had to live paycheck to paycheck. I know that my family did their best for me not to really see all that. And we just kind of focused on boxing.
When the market crashed, Henry lost his job, and at the time, things looked really dark, but got even darker when someone knocked on their door and told Henry that they had just bought his house and that they were going to give him $3,000 for the keys, and that was that.
That person knocked on my door and just shattered my whole life from that point. And that's when things started going downhill.
From there, the family moved to Victor.
Wait, how the fuck can someone just say, "Oh, I'm gonna give you $3,000," and that's that? Like, what the fuck? How the fuck that shit even work?
Lisa Garcia was the one bringing in the money at the time, and it was all on older sister Demi to watch and pretty much raise her brothers. There were even some days that Ryan would go to Walmart and say he had a fight coming up and needed donations in order to eat. Even if he didn't have a fight, he just needed the food.
I think about those times with a kid. Are you going to eat? What are we going to eat? What's there to eat? You don't know if you're going to be able to get out of that situation.
Anyway.
You see, the thing is with me, though, I'm just built different, bro, because in those situations, I just want to eat. But that kind of fucked me up now because now I don't eat. Like, I could have food, and even I go out to a restaurant and I'll buy food, and I just can't eat. But it's just because so long when you're not really eating like that, you get programmed, like your body get programmed. So, like, if you look at me, I'm still fit. I'm skinny as hell. And, like, I could eat. Like, I could get money to get some food, but every time I spend money on food, I waste it. Anytime someone cook, I waste it. But I just haven't been eating like that. Just because when I was with my grandma, I used to eat a lot. But once everything happened and shit, we wasn't really eating like that. So my body just got programmed on to survive without the least food possible. Like, you feel me? And I've just been stuck like that ever since. I mean, that's a good or a bad thing. I don't know. It's good for me because I could go, like, the longest I could go without eating is about 4 days without me, you feel me? Really, really. But also, I do be drinking stuff, though. Like, I drink water, juice, sometimes like that. So that, you feel me? That kind of make it, I'm going to say, I don't know.
Henry would drive his sons Ryan and Sean to tournaments up and down the coast where they would often crash with friends or sleep in the beat-up van on pillows and blankets purchased from Walgreens that Henry would later return the next morning. For longer trips, Henry would take the family Fiat because it was better on gas mileage, and for bigger trips, their mom Lisa would join too. One winning tournament for both boys happened in Toledo. It was 30 hours away, so they managed to buy a car to make that trip. It got them there and back, but the engine blew by the time they made it home. But because the boys won, it was all worth it. Now, this is around the time when both parents...
You see, that make my heart like, oh man, that shit cool. Family experiences, you feel me?
Henry and Lisa became certified referees and judges, which allowed them to work at the competitions and save on further expenses.
I know as a mother what my son does for a living. I know how dangerous it is. I just pray every time, not just for Ryan, but for both boxers, that when they get out of that ring, that they're safe and they get to go home to their families.
His dad said he knew he was special around 8 years old when he had his third amateur bout, and he saw the hunger and drive in him. And from that point, he kept developing.
It's like he just kept this motivation going. And I was like, wait a minute, this boy just doesn't stop.
That fight, though, at 8 years old, that first one, he lost. The second fight, Ryan won, but because his opponent kept losing his mouthpiece, they turned that win into a loss. For his third fight, he got Outstanding Boxer, Bout of the Night, and a huge trophy. Henry wasn't only training his boys, he was also training Ryan's best friend at the time, Lawrence the Dog King, who was his middleweight. Now, Henry, he was mentored by his brother, Sergio. Henry followed in his brother's footsteps to become a boxer, but he told nyfights.com that he stopped when he learned it took more than just guts and courage to follow through. But Sergio, he boxed until he got married. Their fight night routines consisted of simply relaxing and staying focused on their fight plan. Henry would put on worship music for his boys as they were getting ready for showdown, which put them in the right frame of mind to execute when it was time. On what drives Ryan Garcia, his dad told nyfights.com, motivation drives him. Also, better opposition does the same. His passion comes from within, and gaining experience helps. Big venues and better opponents will bring the best out of him. In his amateur career, as I mentioned earlier, Ryan became a 15-time national champion. He then began his professional career on June 9th, 2016 in a fight versus Edgar Metsa that he won with a TKO in the first round before signing to Golden Boy, founded by Oscar De La Hoya, in November of 2016. And then he made his Golden Boy debut on December 17th, 2016, which he also won by knockout in the second round. Ryan extended his contract with Golden Boy to a new 5-year deal in September 2019 and went on to face off with Romero Duno that same month at MGM Grand Garden Arena. He defeated Duno with a first-round knockout and received the WBC Silver Lightweight title. In February of 2020, he faced Francisco Fonseca in Anaheim and knocked him out in the first round. Which leads us to Ryan snatching the interim WBC lightweight title in the biggest fight of his career, facing Luke Campbell, Olympic gold medalist, after knocking him out in round 7. As for the rest of the story, Ryan has big plans for his future.
I want to retire when I'm 26. I just want to fight the best fighters now and beat them in their prime, and then just leave the sport and then become a movie director.
I think this is a good place to end this video because I've already gone way beyond before he was famous. What did you think of Ryan?
That was a decent little video, sweetheart. I fucks with it for sure. Shout out to before they was famous, man, and hopefully Ryan Garcia get his shit together, man, because folks been acting crazy. And if y'all seen, he been getting a little bit on the fatter side, man. I don't know what the fuck he been doing, if he ever been working out or what. I don't know, but he need to get that shit together for sure.